How very dare you, Northbound. Put some respect on Cameron F1's. No, I apologise for being ever so slightly tardy. That stream earlier, probably one of the best that I've done. But it's you know, when you get to 40 years old, you know, it takes out of you. You leave some skin in the game that you'll never get back. What are you saying? We've got a race. Caribbean on that Selvin, Caribbean/colour. I know it's absolutely. I hate being late, but we have ourselves a race, and it's going to be techie. Brett, I know, mate. Oh, the humanity, it's chaos. Sometimes I shouldn't have gone so deep earlier on. It was that stream earlier on was reminiscent of when Senna had that out of body experience in qualifying in '88. I was just going, wasn't I? And before you know, it was too late. Jay, Macon, they all had their education. ODU, Open Door University. What's Macon saying? I love how the commentator says the same thing. Anyways, turn one will be critical. It will be critical. They showed the rundown to turn one last race, right? Or the equivalent fixture even this time last year, and it was techie. But Max Verstappen is hard to overtake, is he not? It was really, really difficult. I promise we will get things, streams and metrics courtesy of our mates Multiviewer as and when they're available. Currently we are T-minus 22 minutes away from a Spanish Grand Prix start, and as you guys have already asserted and established, the start of this race is going to be critical. Bloody Nora, that McLaren doesn't half looks a bit muscular. That McLaren definitely bangs Jim. How about those where do you get those traps from, McLaren? Like bloody Coyote. Yeah, what's going on, peddlers? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are around in the world. I'm conscious, I'm acutely aware now more than ever that some of you guys wake up at like 4 a.m. to watch these screens. And for that, each and every single time, I'm infinitely grateful. Look at Flavio, he looks different, doesn't he? Lost a lot of weight, the legend. No longer is he a young pup. Flavio. What a legend. I ain't hate it, man. Hanny says, good morning, Cam. Mate, Hanny, I cannot pronounce that stuff. Multilingual ever so slightly. Catch me on some Spanish, but I presume that's Dutch. I've got no chance. Although there's so many Dutch viewers on here these days. Maybe I need to up my Dutch skills. We are T-minus 21 minutes away from a race start. I'm here for it. Let's go. The start's going to be critical. Run down to turn one is long. Maximilian Verstappen managed to hold off and defend to Carlos Sainz Jr. this time last year at an equivalent fixture. So that's not to say then that the double toe will always be super profitable, right? That the guy in second and third can take advantage of it. Not necessarily. It depends who's defending and how aggressively they defend. If I were Lando Norris, here's what I think. I think he would be smart to show Maximilian Verstappen around the outside. It's a right-hander, is it not, into turn one? He wants to be super aggressive at defending the inside. That's not to say that Max won't try something around the outside of him. But nevertheless, I think that's he's just got to be super aggressive. You know, when Max defends, you see him like practically hug the pit wall. Like he hugs the inside. He cares little for his angle attack into the first corner, or whatever corner they're defending. He just hugs, doesn't he? And that's what Lando needs to do if he has any hopes of defending and onrushing a spiteful Maximilian Verstappen. You guys saw that he didn't even. Oh no, Gerard Piqué's like. Gerard Piqué, the legend of Barcelona Football Club. Excuse me, I have to do a lot of interviews today. In his acento español. Let's go. Well done, Brooksy, for going for that Gerard Piqué interview. The two of them are juggling the numerous, multitudinous Martin Brundle pit walk balls, aren't they? Having a look at the tyres, which are going to be all important today. Many are saying potentially starting on the softs because the start's going to be so bloody important, right? They were debating whether softs would last because, of course, it's going to be tyred egg. The problem with Rachel Brooks trying to imitate Martin Brundle on the grid walk is that she's too polite, isn't she? Rare Karen getting a cheeky kiss, not understanding the Spanish greeting conventions, giving it a double cheek kiss. if you've ever been to Spain. I have no idea who this is. This Ben Ainsley? Oh yes, Sir Ben Ainsley. His missus giving the double kiss to Curran. Fair play, Curran. 6 a.m. northbound. Oh, the humanity. California. Like, we're going to have to do a link up in California. I am now acutely aware there are a lot of you guys who watch me every single time around that area. And maybe I need to flex and start doing the streams at a different time. Maybe F1 needs to have the races at different times, eh? Oh, yeah, Ben Ainsley's missus is, that's Natalie Pinkham's mate, right? She does a podcast. I can't remember. Oh, so they're ex-colleagues. Northbound, you're a legend. Coyote literally had the alarm set to wake up, rub the eyes, crush out on me. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. You guys, I hate the early morning wake-ups for a Grand Prix, I'll be honest with you. There's big Flavio, oh, the humanity Coyote. Literally, overland, journo, Toto seriously fit, peddling that NES rig. Yeah, mate, I don't even want to. Oh, let's do one of these. So I can read your guys. They keep talking about, listen, I've defended the British bias, but I've never heard them say more frequently on any broadcast ever. There's having 4 Brits in the top. All they keep talking about is Brits in the top, however many, right? I'm getting tired of it. Don't wear it out, Steve. What are you saying? Oh, you're good. This is going to be techie. Martin could use some red and white striped pants. Oh, the humanity. Toto will seriously fit. Oof. Oscar Piastri underperformed, didn't he, Oscar? What's going on there? We are T-minus 17 minutes. Will Joseph, the race engineer for Lando Norris, asked how he's feeling. It's going to get techie, isn't it? Have you guys seen this? There's a Twitter video of Rachel Brooks talking to Maximilian Verstappen, Lando Norris even, saying that Max was due to compete in the 24 hours of Spa. Didn't do it. This was last night. Didn't do it because he wanted to focus. Wanted to get some sleep. Now it's DEFCON 1. It's getting serious. Look at Rachel Brooks. Like bloody Rachel Brooks is just getting her elbows out, isn't she? She's got the assignment now. To be Martin Brundle, you need to get your elbows out. Love, you've only got so much time. But yeah, imagine if you didn't think that this was serious. Max doesn't miss sim races. At Imola, he did the 24-hour Nordschleife or whatever, Nürburgring. He doesn't miss them. He missed this one. Imagine. Why did he miss this one for? Well, he said he wanted to focus. Okay, all right. So this is the convergence real then? This is techie. Island, as I tell you, I'm not Jay. Don't do it, man. Vegas GP link up. Yeah, it's going to have to happen at some point. Northbound, Golly, Gaza, all them things there. Gaza. I shouldn't even say that word because most people won't understand the context. Gaza is like a phrase that an old Jamaican artist would throw out. That was the name of his clan or whatever. My goodness, Flavio looks like Alpine dragged him out of retirement. Karun looking for insights that aren't there. Oh, the humanity, Vladius, please be kind. It's going to be chaos. Convergence is real, Jay. That Brown has to start thinking about more tattoos. He might have to. I like that. I don't. It's a bit cringeworthy, Zach. I don't think I'd be a fan of his managerial style. What's this? Wow, Rachel Brooks is not having a joke. She's on one. I think we have ourselves the heir apparent to Martin Brundle's throne. Charles Leclerc got his earplugs in. Should have asked him anyway. Corinne gets a cheeky word with Carlos. Fair play. Carlos is a legend. Can I be honest? As much as I never sacrificed the truth and objectivity at the altar of partisanship, definitely not partisanship of any one driver. I really want Carlos Sainz. Let me look the camera in his eyes. I really want Carlos Sainz to beat Charles Leclerc. And he's not doing fantastically over the past couple of races, is he? As far as head-to-heads. He's like 6-2 down on quali and then 6-4 down in the race. Like he's down. I think Carlos Sainz has got the minerals requisite. Hearing him talk, he understands that he's got a speed deficit as versus Charles Leclerc, but he can This is sports, right? How do you overcome someone who's more naturally talented than you? It's commitment, it's devilment, it's intelligence, it's race IQ, it's preparation, it's doing what they aren't prepared to do, turning over every stone, as James Allison alluded to in his most recent endeavour with Beyond the Grid podcast. That's what Carlos Sainz will have to do, as we get the picture of the two Spanish drivers standing shoulder to shoulder and taking in the national anthem, for which I shouldn't speak, but be a bit more respectful than that. But it's techie, isn't it? Yeah, I just want Carlos to go well, I'll be honest with you. I think it'd be a beautiful underdog story if in his final year, having been disrespected by the powers that be over at Scuderia Ferrari, that he gives them the two fingers up, right? That would be nice. It'd be a brilliant good news story as he sails off into the distance. To buckle up in what ostensibly, if word on the F1 curb is to be believed, looks like it will be Williams next year. Oh, the humanity. Baxley said this perfectly. He's a works driver destined for a customer team. A works caliber driver is Carlos Sainz Jr. But sometimes in life, when one door closes, another one opens. You got to seize it. Sometimes you got to just get a drive. Yeah, but I thought it was interesting that Max elected not to do the 24 hours of Spa. Not like him. I think that speaks to how marginal this could be. He didn't do that in Imola, did he? He was sufficiently confident. Simon gets a word with George. Vladimir says, I think if it was Carlos versus Charles, Carlos would win, but now it's Carlos versus Ferrari and Charles. Absolutely, Vladimir. Very well said, sir. I concur. We don't think there will be a Mexico 2023 here. Really? Lazy? I know. George getting roughed up. Oh, cheeky chat with Christian Horner. Take off the glasses, chap. Let's see your eyes, the whites of them. Understand what's going on here. Visual. Gasly and Ocon are works drivers as well. That word means nothing nowadays. Visual, you're right. You understand the poetic license, though. The way in which Sir Baxter's using that term. But again, are Alpine really a works team? Not for long, if rumours to be believed. They are pulling out of engine manufacturing. Danica gets a cheeky question in. Danica's always got a question for Christian, hasn't she? Make of that what you will, ladies and gents. Danica Patrick, legend of Sky Sports F1 broadcaster and controversial character who has a video on her YouTube channel where she engages meaningfully in there being shape-shifting aliens. The title of the video is How to Spot for Them. Props. Don't hate it. Horses for courses. But Williams has pedigree. Had pedigree, Lazy. Had. Shout out to all my mods, by the way. I don't thank you guys often enough. None of this is possible without my mods. Jay, Steve A, Lazy, Mandler. Oh, is Naomi Schiffy's working for a different broadcaster out here. Fair play. Hey, good people of Cam F1, hit the like button. Yeah, please do hit the like button because every little helps. I want to be the RB20 of content creators, not the W13, you know. And anytime you choose not to hit the like, which incidentally is free, gratis, no charge. Every time you hit the like, that helps the channel to become the RB20 as opposed to the W13 or the MP418 if we're going to get very techie. I'm looking forward to this, chat. T-minus 10 minutes as you get an opera singer in the background. Pathetic fallacy, crescendoing. And I feel like turn one is going to be techie. You know what, Foster? You're a legend, sir. Day one. Settings. Cameron, which team scores more points today? Oh, the humanity. Mercedes are good at picking up a lot of points, are they not? The problem... So it's a toss-up between Ferrari and Mercedes, isn't it? Because both of those two teams have their drivers in and around the top positions. I don't know. It's a great question, you know that. RB19 of content creators, Jay. I stand corrected. Who will go best? It's an interesting question, that. You guys let me know in the chat who would go better, who would collect more points in the championship today, Ferrari or Mercedes. I'm not sure. Because the story as far as Ferrari is concerned, right, is that they dialed back some of their absolute or performance in absolute terms with a view to optimise for drivability. But yet and still, I think they're experiencing issues with the tyres. That SF24 is a difficult setup. Like, tyre temperatures, it's like, what? You know what I mean? Probably Mercedes. You've got to expect Mercedes from the starting position. You probably expect Mercedes to pick up the most points as far as although probably Red Bull. If Max is going to win, right, that's 25 in the bag. They said the light pushes Cam out of the right. Let's go, lazy. Dropping the hot truth as we are on an ad break. Go on then. If Piastri keeps it up, he will clean. Sorry, visual. If Piastri keeps it clean, he will make his way through. Here's hoping, visual. But I mean, Piastri again, as brilliant as he is, he's flopped, hasn't he? Again, Somebody said to me, "Oh, you're a Lewis Hamilton hater" in the comments. What? Like, people love to talk as if there's some sort of parasocial relationships impose onto you the characteristics that they think you deserve. Just because I criticise all drivers, it doesn't mean I can't be a bigger fan of some. What are we doing? This is the paradigm. This is the paradox that is Formula One fandom. It takes all sorts. F1 fans are not, and Lewis Hamilton in particular, are not a monolith, right? We all support Lewis in different way. Well, because I criticise him, that means that I'm not a fan of him. Yeah, according to your definition, according to parameters through which you live your life, not mine. I don't know why F1. In fact, I think it's broader than I victimise F1 in this, but I think sports fans broadly do one of these, right? Here's mine. This is the way you must worship your gods, or F1 fans. And anything outside of that, then you're not a Lewis Hamilton fan, or you're a turncoat or a sellout. Well, yeah, you can, if that's the extremism with which you want to conduct your activities, then fine. I shall not proselytise you nor criticise you for the way you want to do your thing. But for the way that I live my life and the way that I've been watching sports all of my life, listen, I'm going to be honest and open, right? Never ever, for the avoidance of doubt, will you hear me sacrifice the truth, the objective truth as I see it, at the altar of any form of partisanship. I cannot. No, I will not. I shall not do it. We are T-minus 6 minutes away from a formation lap. I will get out these metrics at some point. We'll see data courtesy of our mates over at Multistream. If you like watching your F1 with data and metrics and around tyre and deltas, etc., be sure to go and download that app. It is free. Support them because they support us. Henry Moore, to be an artist is to believe in life. I don't hate that as a quote. Another cheeky quote. Lewis won't struggle to heat up his tyres under the Spanish sun, but he may struggle to keep a hold of them. Journo. This is the issue, right? This is going to be the story of the Grand Prix. It will be a guaranteed two-stopper. There are questions abound as to what tyres these lot will use. Initially, I thought it was going to be mediums and hards, if not owing to the extreme levels of tyre degradation and potential thermal wear that these lot will be dealing with. However, so important is it that these guys and girls get off the start so quickly, properly, because track position is still key. It is meta in 2024, irrespective of what some F1 aficionados say. You need to try and maintain, you need to get a good start and try and maintain position. Always going to be the meta as far as Formula One, as we get the cheeky meme of George Russell doing the old crucifixion, arms out, bless him. Oof, they're going to need to coordinate, aren't they, Mercedes? They are going to need to coordinate to maximise from this start. They need to. There needs to be a plan. Like, I hope what's characterised Mercedes for me over the past 36 months is that they failed to increment, iterate, even continuously develop both their car and their infrastructure and for their team. However, if they have learned the mistakes of Christmas past being Qatar, they have to have a plan. They have to have a plan. Assuming that both of them get off the line well as we hope, there needs to be a plan now. This needs to be synchronised swimming if you are Messrs Russell and Hamilton. However, hearing Russell talk, what the fudge is Lewis doing on that prep lap? George is a killer, man. I don't think you can. I don't think you can tame a lion in its natural habitat. I think it's fool's gold to try and to even have that conversation with George, because once he sees turn one, if George gets a good stop, what do you think he's going to do? What, you think he's going to back off, ease off the throttle and defer to his esteemed colleague and teammate, Sir Lewis, Carl Davidson, Hamilton? No chance. Like, no chance. George, let me tell you what the analogy is, George. Have you ever seen a man turn his back on a lion? You know, like even little kids at the zoo with glass between them, they'll turn their back on the lion. And as second as the lion sees the child or the man or the girl turn its back on them, the lion kind of just goes into hunting starts and starts to like stalk. That's what George Russell is. He can't even help himself. It's an instinct inbuilt in him. It's his fundamental nature, his DNA, his fabric of his being. Do you know what I mean? He can't help himself. If George gets a good start, yeah, he will absolutely try and put one up the inside of Lewis Hamilton. He gauges his performance off of that. That's the KPI. Beat Lewis Hamilton, Steve A. You're a legend. Member, aka elite peddler of the channel and moderator extraordinaire for 3 months. You're a legend, mate. Listen, if you want to join, there should be a link at the top of the chat. There should be a link. Have I put it up there? Yeah, there's a link at the top of the chat if you want to join and support the channel. I appreciate you. No obligation, of course, but I appreciate you each and every single time. How do I like this thing, Steve A? I'm trying. Such a technical noob am I. Smash the like. I can't like it. What's wrong with me? Right, let's right. Thank you, Steve A, for the enduring support. We are T-minus 2 minutes apparently. My stream, by the way, is ever so slightly delayed as per usual. You, the sadists amongst you, get to see me react ever so slightly after you guys will have seen it on your channels, which is techie, but you know what I mean. It's personality. Right, let's go. All right, let's go. Oh, the humanity. 20% risk of rain, says Crofty. I thought Brooksy just said 40% risk of rain. Well, we'll see, eh? We'll see. Let's go. Let's get some metrics on the go. Come on. What's going on here with this stupid chat? Headwind, says Karan Chandak, which of course is going to be quite important, is it not? One of the longest runs down to turn one, as we asserted already. What is going on here, man? The best car wins in Spain, says Crofty. I like that quite a lot, I will be honest. Right, brief. We're about to embark on a Cam the data. I know, Ron, it's poor form, mate, but there's nothing that I can do about it. And Karan Chandak asked the pertinent question. The best car normally wins around this track, but which one of these cars is the best? Listen, if I'm a betting man, I think Maximilian in that RB20 is the best car. That's what I think. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If only because it's not pace around here, just pace at least. It's all about tyre management, and it's all about deck. I think you can... Listen, if I'm a betting man, I think you can assume, ladies and gents, that the RB is going to be quite... oh, come on. That the RB is going to be quite nice on its tyres as far as tyre deck. Because that's what they've always done. Plus, they've got bloody sticky, draggy rear wing on the back, eh? So, like, mate, what do you expect? Well, let's get some metrics going on. Okay, boom. Done. And let's, right, so we've got that. Okay. All right. Kevin Hart, what an absolute legend, though. Or not, as some people say. Okay, let's go. All right, we got that. And then we need one of these. Boom, let's go. We have ourselves some sexy metrics. Once again, for the avoidance of that, courtesy of our mates, the guys and girls, over at Multiview. Legends. Oh, you can see this. I hate it when you guys can see this. It really cheeses me off, my OCD. Max Verstappen is starting on a used set of soft tyres. Oh, wow. Soft, medium, soft. Bloody Nora. I thought soft wasn't supposed to be a feature. What's going on here? I'm confused now. Clearly the deg hasn't been or won't be as aggressive as originally forecast. That's chaos. All right, let's go. Up. 10 degrees of chat temperature increase in the last few hours. 40.6 degrees Celsius. I feel like in quali, I feel like I've seen that as high as 47. The wind, 11.9 kilometers per hour, coming in from the southwest. Oh, the humanity. I wonder how that plays into the infamous turn 9 around here. Right, we are completing ourselves a cheeky formation lap. And my palms are sweaty. Mum spaghetti. Shout out to Eminem B Rabbit of 8 Mile. This is how you must feel, eh? Always at the start of a Grand Prix. Big gulp from Cameron. Let us go. I am nervous as anything. Oh, the humanity. Let's go. We are about to have ourselves a race. Yeah, McLaren, you need to bite your nails, mate. Guys and girls, like we can't. Ultimately, turn one is going to be peak. Go on then. Come on, Lando. Let's be having your chap. As the last 3 cars, they're taking ages, aren't they? The back markers want to try and take advantage, make everybody else's temps and oil and everything cool in their car with a view to try and gap some of these. That's the only advantage they have, isn't it? Breathe, Cameron. Oh, the humanity. 129 of you watching concurrently. I am nervous. Do me a favour and smash a like. This is chaos. Turn 1 lock-in. Russell, Lando. Oh no, I'm scared. Wow, no. Oh my God, he's gone. Russell! Oh my gosh! Russell is in first place. How has Russell done that? Okay, I'm just seeing the visual. Bloody Nora. That's what you meant to do, Lando, but you've let Max go up the inside. Oh my God, George is killing it. Is George going to run around the outside here? Oh my gosh! George Russell, first of his name of Kingsley Norfolk. What were we saying earlier, chat? Do you remember we talked about George Russell and the driver that he can be? Put some respect on his name, visual. You can't indulge. You can't engage that sabotage talk after that. This dude is a killer. Are you having a giraffe? Sabotage my back foot. George Russell nails, for those of you guys who don't have visuals, George Russell absolutely nails it round the outside in 2-1. A rocket ship of a start. He's gone down the road. Of course, George Russell. Put some respect on that chap's name. King George Russell to you of Kingsley Norfolk. First of his name. Do you know what I mean? What, that dude's not a potential champion, the naysayers will say. Well, how about now? Absorb that. Chat, drinking. I feel like we've seen the moment of the race. I feel like I need to put up a driver of the day poll on the back of that move into turn 1. What do you mean? Round the outside. Bloody Nora. And he's not messing about, is he? All right, so, okay, incoming. Maximilian Verstappen is dialed in, locked on. He needs, okay, here's what George Russell needs. Looking at just the paid positions, the podium places for now. What George needs to happen right now, he needs, it's not happening for him, is he? Max is gapping. Excuse me. Max is getting, he's got a sneeze coming, but it won't come. It's evasive. Blimey. How about that George Russell? Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable. So here's what George needs to do if he's going to make that stickers out. I don't think he can though, because the humanity, Journo. Thank you, mate. You're far too kind. How? How's he done that around the outside? Look, let me dissect before we get into running commentary. Let me dissect what we've just seen. George Russell started from fourth. Round the outside is always a riskier, more difficult manoeuvre to pull off at the highest level, right? Because quite literally, you have more distance to travel. Might be our best opportunity now. Max, think wisely. Oh my gosh, here we go. DRS. George is defended. Max goes round the outside. Hang him out to draw. No, George, no. Maximilian Verstappen's nailed him, hasn't he? Oh, it was inevitable. It was inevitable. George had his day in the sun, but do you know what I mean? And he defended. He did defend, but sometimes, contrary to the post 2007 brigade, sometimes you've got to be realistic and pragmatic. If you are George Russell in that circumstance, run your own race, chap. Do you know what I mean? Defend as much as you can, but within reason. Are you going to be a hero and lose time to the people that you're racing, really, who at this point, given Max Verstappen's pace, already George Russell is out of DRS, given that sort of pace, if that's what we're doing here, then shoe in Max Verstappen for the win. George Russell's race is as versus Norris and Lewis Hamilton, losing DRS so early. Oh, the humanity. Max is indeed like Thanos. Just gets it done, doesn't he? Ominous. What are we doing? His car looks quick around here, but where is Checo Perez? Do you know what I mean? In 11th, it cannot just be the car. Lando Norris being investigated. This is techie. No reasoning, no seasoning. Maximilian Verstappen has the whip hand, as always. Get a cheeky vista at Carlos Sainz Jr. and Leclerc interacting with each other. That's interesting. I closed on me, said Carlos. Oh my gosh. Leclerc looking to get round, leveraging favouritism. However, Charles Leclerc started this race in front, did he not? Sounds he lost. I need to get the visual. Blimey, Sainz has nabbed Charles Leclerc. Leclerc clearly. Can you do me a favour on the in the Ferrari garage? I am quicker than him. Do me a favour, chaps. That's what he's saying without saying it. Okay. Runners and riders. Breathe, Cam. My son just told me he hopes Max crashes. Oh, the humanity. I'm having to punish my child, lazy. My little man will not be hoping that Max Verstappen crashes. He doesn't fall too far from the tree. I was thinking about who my favourite driver is, actually. But we'll talk about it later on. Race is over, says Visual. Maybe not. Where the F is the real. Hassan, don't even do it. Sainz saying that he touched me, collided. Oh my God. Holy war over at Ferrari. He touched me, collided, and he pushed me off. Oh, the humanity. Is Carlos Sainz asking her? Okay, no further investigation. Norris and Verstappen. I feel like Norris could have been a bit more aggressive still. Reverse those roles, and there's no way. If Max Verstappen starts that race in front, there's no way if Norris is going to pull that manoeuvre. It doesn't look like that. That's the truth and the honest truth. My story, and I'm sticking to it. He says we need to keep our eye on how Max builds a gap after sector 3 per lap 3 and what that delta looks like to the rest of the field. Mate, it's already... It feels like it's done. All right, so we're getting a replay of the start. Norris did cover him, but he did. Oh my gosh, he pushed him well wide onto the grass. Oh my gosh, George caught them all napping, didn't he? Oh, Lewis is gonna be fuming. Lewis did well though. Oh, why did Carlos Sainz? Carlos Sainz was a bit tentative there with Lewis. Why did he? Why did Lewis just stop on the middle of the apex? Oof, Norris was very aggressive. I got pushed onto the grass. Yeah, you did, mate. But he was just last of the late breakers, wasn't he? Apart from George Russell, Kingsley Norfolk, I enjoyed that massively. I really enjoyed that. They were just fighting. George just watched them squabbling amongst them. Oh my gosh, that is levels from George, you know. Did you see the way he paused to take advantage of both Max's slipstream on the inside and then Lando's slipstream on the outside and then pulled the move around the outside? Wow. Lando again, getting a cheeky vista at Lando Norris's, Fernando Alonso's start. Similar. Oh, you got tagged. Who was that tagged him? Was that Lance Stroll again tagging him? Oh my gosh, did he get tagged by Lance Stroll? Who tagged Alonso? Who done it? I'm so keen. Oh, he weaved too much, did George, to defend. When you weave too much, that's all time spent not going forward, right? Matty B, you're a legend. You can't out Max Verstappen, George. Oh, Matty B, I love that. I might steal that. One of the ballsiest moves I've ever seen Max make. He's all or nothing. He's not bad, is he, Matty B? But you know what? Star of the show for me thus far, that George Russell move. Put some respect on his name. You know what I mean? Round the outside, round the outside. The disrespect. Max Verstappen leads your race, runners and riders. Max Verstappen leads the race. 1.4 seconds adrift now of King George Russell, first of his name. Lando Norris follows him in third. Lewis fourth. Then the Ferrari boys. Sainz having jumped Leclerc off the start. Gasly, Piastri, Ocon, Hulkenberg. Those are your top 10 positions, your point scoring ones. Oh, the humanity. I enjoyed that. Go on then. We've got 66 laps of racing, 7 having been completed. It is going to get chaotic. We've got pit stops for once. This ain't going to be Monaco. It'll be different to that. Where's the rain at, though? I can't see rain. It's not happening. Go on then. Journo shows how hard it is to control teammates. Mate, what did we say? You know what? Not to give myself the old pat on the back. What did we say pre-race? Imagine that George Russell gets a start. You think you can coordinate that killer? Really good analogy, right? That George Russell is the lion when he sees somebody turn there. But look at me. Let's go, Cameron. Do you know what I mean? That weren't bad. Sky Sports F1, just send the, do you know what I mean? Get the contract in the post and I'll have a look at it if there is enough zeros. No chance, no fun. Does F1 not understand side-by-side replay? And like, there's something about, there's something about the producer. I think the Spanish producer, like race by race, the producer of the race broadcast fluctuates, right? So I think here, I'm guessing, don't quote me, but I think here is a different producer to what was in Canada and Monaco. I think Monaco do their own one. I think Spain do their own one. Russell on the radio just confirmed pushing level. Oof. Oh, wow. More than the others, says George. George isn't too happy, is he? I think George saw that and thought that the victory was here. He was doing one of these, wasn't he? Coyote says, EC now, give it 2 laps. Lazy. Matty, you deserve a great plus. I know Matty B. Look, Matty B F1 show. Like, go and check that. Formerly known as NC Paddock. Go over to that YouTube channel and please subscribe. Absolute legendary stuff. Jomo's laughing. Hamilton in quiet fun. No, sabotage, lazy. Sabotage. Why didn't George tuck in behind Lewis? Well, he didn't tuck in behind Lewis because he got a rocket ship of a start, right? Listen, sometimes F1 fans talk as if what they want from George is for him to wipe Lewis Hamilton's bum for him. This is not F1 for the avoidance of doubt. Like, to assume that is to misread, to misunderstand what F1 is. F1 is a Shark Tank of a sport. Flavio Briatore was banned for life, and now he's coming back in as a line stepper, consultant for Alpine. Do you know what I mean? This is F1. Nice being told plan B plus 10. So we're expecting pit stops anywhere around lap 23, if I recall correctly. Let's have a gander. Right, so between lap 15 and 21 for the first pit stops. So we'll be getting them in a minute. This will be a 2-stop race for the avoidance of doubt. Hence, we can expect some chaos. Whole lot of extra lap. Oh my gosh. EC, when is the pit window? There you go, between lap 15 and 20. They gave George the rocket engine, sabotaging Lewis visual. Don't you dare, sir. You can't even. You can hear that. I can just see Twitter fingers already. How dare George Russell overtake Lewis Hamilton around the outside? That's insolence. Off with his heads, they will be saying. If you can't interpret the old my poor impersonation. What happened to Fernando Kai? He got tagged, didn't he? I want to say he got tagged by Lance Stroll, but we haven't seen the replay properly yet. He will get techie. Perez hold midfield so that MV can come. Oh yeah, sacrifice Checo Perez just like they did in qualifying yesterday. He's a mule, isn't he, Checo? He's a mule of an F1 driver. Sacrifice him whenever they can, but that's what gets you. Listen, if you understand that, that's what will get you That's what will get you a 1+1 extension. The keen and eagerness to sacrifice yourself as a second driver at the altar of Max Verstappen's monotonous dominance. Like he's a steed. Checo Perez will always bend the knee. Pit stop window again for confirmation. Anywhere between lap 15 and 23, 5 laps away. It's going to get techie out here. Going to get techie. Track temperatures going up. Started at 40 degrees Celsius. Now 42.5. Air temperature 2 going up to 24.2. Keep an eye on that. 65% humidity. Oh, the humanity. The gap between Mr. Maximilian Verstappen and George Russell, first of his name. Now 2.7 seconds. Just blasted them, hasn't he? Oh, the humanity. Karen Chandler talking about for Piastri, it's super critical that it gets past the Alpine of Pierre Gasly. It is techie. Oscar Piastri making his way up steadily, but I mean, he's out of position again, isn't he? No, what's going on with Oscar? Meant to be like one of the quickest drivers on the grid, one of the ones with most potential. But over the past couple of Grand Prix, he hasn't really figured necessarily, has he? And I rate Oscar. I think he's got it in him to be, again, not dissimilar to George. Absolutely got it in him to nail himself a championship at some point in the future. But I mean, what are we doing? Oh wow, here we go. Curran says, I think the one George is the one that's struggling. Go on then, let's have a look at. Oh yeah, the train. Oh no, a train is forming behind Lewis Hamilton. Who's that just coming in the pits now? That is a horse. Yeah, it must be. K-Mag come in. Has pitted for a new set of. What's he pitted for? A new set of mediums, as you'd expect. Soft, medium, soft potentially. Blimey. Breathe. Chat, this is bonkers. Like button is lonely, lazy. Absolutely. Do me a favour. 69 likes. Innuendo. I feel like you guys are poking the bear here. Do me a favour, smash the like, por favor. Every little helps. What we don't want to be is the W13 as F1 content creators. And if you don't smash the like, then it's like, I don't know, do you know what I mean? You're aiding and abetting. Like, what are we doing? All right, look. Cohen Chandler makes a brilliant point that it looks like George Russell is the chap that's struggling of the top 4 and 5. Dropping back massively, right? 2.7. I feel like that's why his race engineer was asking him how much is he pushing. Because he's slow, isn't he? Let's have a look at his last lap time. 121.0. 121.1. He's picked it up a little bit, to be fair. To be fair to the chap, he has picked it up. Just a tad. Just a tad. But still, Lando Norris is within DRS of George Russell, so we might get some cheeky attacking automotive pugilism action going on there imminently. Again, your runners and riders for the avoidance of doubt. With 55 laps remaining, 12 in the books. Max Verstappen leading George Russell by 2.8 seconds. That is bonkers. The extent to which Maximilian Verstappen has gapped George Russell so quickly is chaos. It's a good shout by Bernie. Up. Let's have a go. What's George saying? I think George is being told that the wind is dying down a bit. Lewis being told the gap ahead, gap behind. Oh, the humanity. It's getting chaotic. These guys around this track need to be very careful, acutely aware of the wind, right? Many a driver, equivalent to Canada, the Wall of Champions, even. The equivalent around there is turn 9, right? And the wind, it sabotages, it just picks up. Look, 6.8 kilometers currently, wind coming in from the west. Track temperature still increasing, 41.6. These guys are going to have to manage this. They are going to have to manage it. It's a long race, right? The medium stint is going to be long. Is that a replay? Oh, wow. Seen a replay. Bit of movement in turn 7. Again, wind potentially the cause. Seen Max Verstappen trundle around quite slowly. It wasn't slowly. It was a replay. 1 3-lap hold. It's a terribly sad thing for RB20 to feature behind an journey, imagine. And Checo fans will have you say that Checo Perez is being sabotaged. Sabotage indeed, per my old mate Shez, is a lazy explanation for those who wish to not understand. Willful ignorance. Undercut zone 1.096. So that's the danger. Crofty saying, why would you not pit Lando Norris as soon as possible with the undercut on the table? Well, you would extend the McLaren because you're wary of tyre deg in the final stints, right, David Croft? Surely that's a rhetoric question. As we get Mr. Perez coming in for pits, he's put on soft tyres again. Checo Perez put soft tyres on again with a view to probably, he wants to be quick to overtake Esteban Ocon, doesn't he? That is rogue. Why did they put on 3-lap old scrubs as far as Checo? Because he probably didn't have any of the softs, that's why. All right, so who's come in? Hulkenberg's come in, as has K-Mag, Tsunoda, and they've all put on mediums. Checo Perez, 3-lap old scrubs. What's that? Lando saying box to overtake, undercut. So it sounds like Crofty has prophesized it. Bring him in, find the cap, and then he can run out quickly. Yeah, it's a good shout by Crofty, to be fair. But you've got to be careful of the deg on the final stint, right? You don't want to push that trigger too soon if you are McLaren. He's going to be chaos. Oh, wow. It's a good shout. Bernie says that by virtue of the fact that they radioed that into Lando Norris, saying box equivalent is a dummy. That they're trying to push George into making a stop as Pierre Gasly comes in for the pits. Mag's 5-second penalty. Oh, the humanity. Standard K-Mag. I mean, defend or vacate K-Mag at this point. You know what I mean? There are a gazillion drivers better than you, faster than you, waiting to come in. Each and every single time. Hasn't he got a ban yet anyway? Shouldn't he have a ban for all these egregious penalties and nonsense driving? K-Mag. What's the point, Kevin Magnussen, at this point? Penalty K-Mag. Yeah, just give him his extra 2 points on his super license so he can take a one-race sabbatical at some point soon. Gasly's pit stop this year, nightmarish. Alpine are a nightmare indeed, northbound. That's why. Nonsense. The new Ocon. Oh, K-Mag. Ocon's exponentially better than K-Mag. I shan't have that blasphemy. Ferrari in the pits. Oh, yeah, look at that. Ferrari, Russell in the pits. Let's go. Blimey. So Lando Norris is... Oh, my gosh. So Lando Norris then is going for the overcuts. Let's have a look at these times. Last lap from Lando Norris, a 121.5. I reckon towards the end of this stint, if he's got any tread left in his tyres, anticipate him to go very quickly next lap round. 120 point something from Lando, I am betting. Goes green this sector. Hammer time for Lando Norris as he tries to force the overcut. Let's go. 23.5 from Lando Norris, that sector. Oh, the humanity. George Russell has come out. Oh my gosh. No, Science. No. He's covered to Science. He's covered. Yellow sector from Lando Norris. That's not good enough. 32.4. Again, 121.541 was his time last lap round. I anticipate he will go low 21s, if not high 20s this time round. Gotta go. It's got to be hammer time, eh? You got to go. If you're Lando Norris, this is important now. If you're going to gap George Russell and pull off the overcut. Here we go. What did we say? Oh my God. Last lap 120.4 from Lando. Hammer time. What do you mean? What does Lando Norris do now? He stays out. 120.4. Let's go. That's rapid. Nearly on course for his best lap. His best lap being 120.2. He's only 3/10 away. Lando's, what do you mean? Why are these commentators talking about Lando? This is his Michael Schumacher time now. He's got to go fast and consistently fast for as long as he can until those tyres drop off. He's done a yellow first set to this lap, 23.9. Interesting. Leclerc, however, is going green. He realises there's the opportunity to jump George Russell too. So all of them are Michael Schumacher in now, aren't they? With a view to pull the overcut on one George Russell of Kingsley and Norris. He won't be pleased, will George? If he gets dropped. If he gets overcut by Lando and Charles Leclerc, he's not going to be pleased. Not after that bloody Oh, wow. Let's go, Lando. Let's go, Lando. Asked whether he wants to undercut or pull off the pit stop now and overcut, crystallise his advantage to George Russell first of his name. Lando responds, no. I think we go and get Max. He's the man. So Max Verstappen being told to box. What's the delta? Okay. Max Verstappen box. All eyes on the pit time of Max Verstappen. Lando Norris will need a slower stop from Max Verstappen. It was quick. Oh no, Lando. 1.9. Oh my gosh. No wonder why Max Verstappen, they know that they need to focus, right? Fine margins. Who's coming down here now? Is this George? Oh no, George is nowhere near Max Verstappen. 1.9 seconds. Oh, Lewis, Piastri could be back up to Max. Mate. Oh yes, a good shout there. Yeah, they're going to have to use him, aren't they? All right, let's have a look. How much are they willing to win here? The gap between Max Verstappen. Oh, careful, Lewis. Careful, Lewis on Carlos Sainz. Chew your food, Lewis. Set it up properly, mate. You know what I mean? Come on, Lewis. Sainz clipping. Regenerating his charge. His ERS on lazy English, Hassan. I'm all about this, mate. This on board of Lewis Hamilton on Carlos Sainz. All about this life. Look at the end of this track, Sector 3. Mate, it's one of the great ones. Peter Winter has been telling me for the longest time that I need to pay attention to Barcelona. Don't sleep on Barcelona as a god tier racing track. And Sector 3, mate. Proof positive. Hamilton is in the zone today. Let's go. I don't hate that, Nate. They're going to come together at some point, are they? Not come together as in crash. But... oh dear, let's go, Lewis. Double move, careful, no, don't touch. Oh yeah, did a little cheeky love kiss. No investigation there, FIA, nothing to see. Let's go. Rubbing, they say, is racing. Let's go. All right, look at this. Gap between the Messrs Russell and Hamilton in reverse chronological order. 2 seconds, something. Look at this. 2.1 seconds. Lewis very soon will have DRS. How's Norris doing? 120.44. Oof. Oof. Go on then, Oscar. Come into play, chap. They need Oscar to back off this, but he's too high already, isn't he? Not having stopped. He touched me, ran me off, checked the onboard, needs to let me by. I doubt that, Lewis. I doubt that, Carlos. Behave yourself, Carlos. Fair overtake and brave from Lewis there. Come on. Let's go. He's a different animal when he's got the car underneath him, isn't he, Lewis? Courageous, confident. That's the old Lewis Hamilton that we're seeing there. That's a move reminiscent of the old Lewis Hamilton. George Russell, slow pit stop, 5.3 seconds. Oh, the humanity. That's why. Oh, so they, yeah. Well, it's taught sabotage now. Naysayers. Like, do you know what I mean? Although naysayers will say, well, now that the email's gone out, all of a sudden the sabotage has gone away, and now they're giving Lewis the wheels and the infrastructure, the operational infrastructure, even can't even get my words out, Cameron. Requisite for a man of his stature. Oh, the humanity. Let's eye up the gap. 1.9 seconds. Lewis Hamilton is on a charge. What's the call? Oof, we're getting some overtaking, eh? What's going on here? Lewis loves hunting like a shark. Hassan. Again, the analogy stands true, right? A lion, when you turn your back on them, he's in hunting mode, hunting posture. 1.9 is the gap. You runners and riders, for the avoiders of doubt. In the effective lead, I still think is 1. Yeah, definitely Max Verstappen. Max is 14.6 seconds behind Lando Norris. I think this is a tyre offset scenario, you know. Towards the end of the race, how does Maximilian Verstappen's tyres look? And will Lando Norris have the option? I think they need a safety car, don't they? Bloody Nora. Lando Lando is going for it. So they're looking exactly. There we go. Bernie's just said what I was about to say. They're looking to leverage a tyre offset towards the end of the race on the final stint. That's Lando Norris's plan. One stopper, Crofty. Behave yourself. Behave yourself, chap. Is that even an option? David Croft saying that Lando Norris potentially be trying the one stopper. Behave yourself. No. You can't one stop around here. No. No. Carlos Sainz asking any good news on Lewis giving me the place back, mate. Don't hold your breath. Carlos Sainz Jr. Can stop it. Stop inventando. He's inventing, pretending, lying. You know what I mean? Fudge, that's stuck in my head. Oh no, Hassan. Fudge. Fudge is good. Fudge is good. Jay says race control. Yeah, now they won't look at that. They would be, listen, that would be the sabotage that we need to talk about. If the FIA even look into that incident between Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton, then we can start talking about sabotage. The FIA being consistently incompetent, consistently inconsistent. What are we doing? It's chaos. Baby Shark. It's a good song, that, Hassan. A very good song. Looks like the 2007 Lewis, doesn't it? Nate SG agreed, says Macon. Carlos quit inventing. Nate says Lewis has more pace than George. We're seeing it in real time, right? Although, sad for George, he's only where he is courtesy of that that egregious pit stop, right? They went long. Go on then. Let's have a go. Lando Norris still hanging it out, trying to go long. Which pits? What? Let me try and establish what strategy he's doing on this. Gonna have to put mediums on. And then go through to lap 41. But again, he's trying to build that tyre offset right so he can have a late nibble at Max Verstappen. There we go, tyre delta. That's exactly what they're on for. Don't worry about the gap to Max. We're building up a tyre delta. He's looking to come late, isn't he? It's exactly what they did a couple of races ago, isn't it? Oh, the humanity. Where is it? Miami. Not Miami. Imola. Remember when Lando was coming late and then I think I picked the right race. Is there damage in Fernando's car? It looks like it since he's sinking like a stone. However, courtesy of the world-class production team at Spain in Barcelona, we haven't seen the replay yet, have we? Not properly. Gonna get techie. 3.0 says Hanny. Oof. All right. Ferrari. Leclerc brought him in. Leclerc's just gonna. What's Oscar doing? Oh, they brought in Oscar. Boo and hiss. What? Surely, if that were Red Bull, they would have left out Oscar as long as possible to hinder and detriment Maximilian Verstappen's race. But they're too good, aren't they? Too nice. After you, Claude. All sports etiquette. No chance. Nando's in the pits faster. Look how I'm so far behind you guys. I'm 40 seconds behind you guys. Yeah, in the pits now. Just seeing it. 22 laps. Let's see how... Is he still doing No, his last sectors were yellow. He wasn't quick. He'd lost grip, hadn't he? Bloody no, Orlando. Go easy on the entrance to the pits, mate. You know what I mean? We don't want another China 2007 chap. Don't crash in the pits. He was on the beans, wasn't he? Did you see the onboard? Holy smoke. He was attacking that like you would Eau Rouge. That's a quick pit stop. All eyes 2.4. Not quick enough. He could have done over 1.9 still, but I digress. 1.2 seconds is the gap between the Mercedes pair. Oh, the humanity. Toto Wolff. Get out your diplomatic voice, mate, and your communication. George, Lewis is faster than you. That's the core. On 1 lap younger medium tyres, mate. There will be peace in the Mercedes garage, surely. Jean Lazy out in front. Modern day Jean Lazy. Let's go. Come on, Shaw. Let's have a look at his lap times. Are still quick though. 1:21.7 last time round. There's still tread in there. Is he going to try and do something rogue? One stopper. Charles Leclerc, any? Mediums in a couple of laps. May as well try something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, look where he was. He was behind Carlos Sainz. Yeah, Corinne's right. This race is going to be chaos towards the end of the race because Charles Leclerc comes in. 23 lap stint. Oh, the humanity. Max Verstappen has the effective lead and the absolute lead once again, having stopped for mediums. His mediums, though, 7 laps old. As you were then, Claude. George Russell up at second. Lewis Hamilton up to third. Lando Norris all the way down to fifth. But again, he's going to have to do... He's backing himself, isn't he? There's going to be some overtaking late into this race as everybody else's tyres fall off. So having a look at the pit stop from Charles Leclerc, 2 point something. Oh, 3 seconds. Bloody no, Ferrari. What happened to all the deliberate practice that you did pre-race? Pre-season even, 3,000 repetitions. Where's that gone? What's happened to that, Ferrari? Scuderia Ferrari, shame on you. This hasn't been good enough from them. Could argue that they've been the story of the season. Let's get a cheeky, let's say a cheeky poll out. Go on then. Go on then, chat. Start to do some trivia when the race is boring as well. But this race is intriguing. I'm hooked. Your race winner. That's right. Do you mean investigate that move? I don't understand why there's a rule book and we don't... Carlos is an absolute legend in his verbiage. The way that he articulates, I don't know. I love it. He's proper, isn't he? God tier. I pray for chaos at the end because I'm a little bit... Kyori, this has been all right. I'm not bored at all. And I'm normally the first one to get bored. As far when we get a race like this, I'm like, oh, but I'm intrigued. Here are the plot lines. Look, we've got tyre offset. There is a race for first place between Lando and Max Verstappen. You pick your poison though, right? Do you want to have the quickest, youngest tyres at the end of the race? Or do you want track position? Probably the latter more than the former, especially in the hands of Maximilian Verstappen, right? As we see, Oscar Piastri's coming to play, right? Bloody Nora. Yeah, right, look. All right. The plot line too, another one, Kyori, for the avoidance of doubt. What happens with Mercedes? Look at these two here, 1.2 seconds. Lewis is quicker than you, George Russell. But how do they manage for this? Cue that sabotage door and conspiracy theories opening wide, right? Because it looks like, look at the way that he's, Lewis has just closed up onto George Russell's gearbox very quickly, right? He's got more pace and he's on younger tyres. What do? Do they do the switcheroonie? Do they let them figure it out on track as they usually do? That's normally Mercedes ethos. Lewis Hamilton will have DRS in the next couple of laps, 1.0 seconds. I might even be a bit late in that. He might have it sooner than that. I got your back, says Bruce. About Bruce. If you're loving the stream, smash the like, Bruce Dog, you're a legend. My moderators, I mean, put some respect on their name. Bruce Dog, Lazy, Steve A, Jay. I mean, how very dare you? You know what I mean? Legends. Charles saying, why aren't we on plan A? Oh, the humanity. Yeah, you got to try and offset. Oh, look, here's what Leclerc's done. He's failed to see the wood for the trees, right? I mean, look where you were, mate. You tried a thing and you've came out. You've got tyre offset now, though, Charles. Don't be upset that you've come out in sixth exactly where you were to start with. You're behind your teammate and you're going to be fuming, but, like, chill out, mate. Like, put some pace in your purple set to 1, Charles. Like, get moving, chap. The gap between, go on, we're having a look at the back. I think what's key here is the gap between Lando and Maximilian Verstappen. However, now he's got Mercedes as bloody stumbling blocks in front of him, right? That would have been nice if he could have skipped those. Maybe they should have left him out until... Maybe they should have maximised for the tyre offset until George came back into play. You almost want to minimise the gap. You wanted to come out just ahead of George, so that you still had the tyre offset, but you were ahead of George. I think McLaren might have missed a trick here, I'll be honest with you. How is Perez not... Oh my gosh, Journey. Because he's a moving stumbling block. He's Checo Perez. Not good enough. George defending gone wrong. 1.4 is a second. Lewis Hamilton has eased off. He doesn't want to be in the dirty air to do over his tyres because, again... The modus operandi, the meta at this track is to manage your tyres. And which stint is more important than this middle one on these medium tyres? Oh, the humanity. Macon, what's Macon saying? Try plan W for win. Oh, the humanity. Macon, what are you thinking? You reckon these can do something from here? So one of these Mercedes lot are going to be off the podium. That's the problem. Which one will it be? As Lewis Hamilton backs off, 1.5 seconds adrift of King George Russell, first of his name. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? This is Decky. Maximilian Verstappen, 0.6 point. Oh my God, did Karan Chandler say they haven't got the race pace? What? George Russell last time round was 120.2. What are you saying? Although this is the Mercedes, the old how you characterize Mercedes deficiencies and strengths, because they can never seem to switch on the softs, even at the Barcelona track, where the track temperatures at latest count at the time of writing are 42.6. They can never do it, can they? However, as soon as they got on the mediums, they're quick. They're currently matching, though Max Verstappen's down the road to the tune of 6 seconds. George, now on these mediums in that Mercedes, is now trading lap times with Maximilian Verstappen, although at this point you could argue that Max has probably turned everything down and is managing mechanics. But 120.2 last time round was George, and 120.1 last time round was Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is still the quickest of anybody on the grid on the last lap, so that tells you need to know. I disagree with you, Karan Chandak. I say all that to say this. You are incorrect, sir. Mercedes absolutely have race pace, although Lando Norris, look at that last time round, 119.8. I speak out of turn. Cameron F1. Russell says George is never moving over. He's not, is he? He can't do it. He's just not that type of driver to cede position for what? The outgoing driver this year, the chap who's going, oh, what are you doing? George hasn't got that in his locker. Bruce says, can Lando come through the field to have a chance at Max? He'll have pay. It won't happen imminently. Oh, he says, look at him. 0.7. He's now within DRS to Lewis. He's going to want favours from Lewis. But Lewis, I think Lewis will be pragmatic here. I don't think Lewis will fight too hard. He'll be acutely aware that McLaren probably has more pace. Although, this is for podium, isn't it? Maybe he wants to be a stumbler. Oh, look at that. David Croft saying that, oh, look at this. There we go. So, that's smart. George backed off to give it. I don't think so. I think Crofty's misread that. That's wishful thinking. Crofty's insinuating that George backed off temporarily to give Lewis Hamilton the DRS, a la Singapore last year between Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris. I'm not sure that George, per you guys in the chat, I'm not sure that George doesn't have a charitable bone in his body. Not as far as F1 racing is concerned. What are we doing? Do me a favour, chat, and smash the like. Anthony speaking the truth, might need to work as a team. They do need to work as a team, but is that in George Russell's locker? King George Russell, first of his name, of Kings Lynn, Norfolk. How very dare that. I think we're misreading who George Russell is as a character and a person and an F1 driver. He doesn't have... That's like help Lewis. I think the joke is, you know what? As sports etiquette as I think I am in a cart, I don't think I have that in my locker. Do you think? Would you give... Right, let's get this out. 57% of you saying Max Verstappen's going to nail it. 42% of you saying Lando. God, I'm going to get another. This is going to be interesting now when I run this poll. This poll's going to get techie. Please stand up if you're a Sir Lewis Hamilton fan. Right, let's have a go. Create poll. This is important. Hang on. Oh, come on, Cameron. Bear with. Alright, so we're still live. Technical difficulties, man, each and every single time. Go on then, let's get this poll out there, because this is important now. George does not want to play team game. I think you mischaracterise George, Nate. George cannot play the team game. He doesn't have it in his locker. Go on then, let's have a gander. Oof. Oof, Lando, sexy. Yeah, Lewis is never going to fight that. He's far too smart, a racing driver, to not understand that Lando Norris is not his race. George Russell is, although he's going to use Lando Norris now as a DRS, isn't he? If he's smart. Go on then. You guys, I need you guys to let me know this. This is if you were George Russell, would you? Right. You guys tell me now and be honest. If you were George Russell in this circumstance, would you let Lewis by, knowing that the strategies are similar but different? Lewis has 1 lap younger tyres, team game. However, you are George Russell. You are a killer. You want 25 points at each and every single race weekend. You also know that Lewis Hamilton, your teammate, 7-time champion, man whose face will absolutely be on the Mount Rushmore of F1. He's leaving. He's off next year. You guys let me know. See, 73% of you are saying, no, of course not. Why would you? I'm not letting Lewis Hamilton free. If I'm George Russell, I don't care who he is. It could be Ayrton Senna. I'm not letting him free. If he's leaving, even if he's not leaving, I'm not letting him free. I don't care. It's a team sport. I agree with you, mate. It is a team sport. Hassan says that question mark works, bro. I'm not letting him through. Hassan, I don't care. Lando will eat Gian out. Yeah, he's going to nail him if he hasn't already. And Lewis needs to leverage that DRS, doesn't he? Max is in the wind. He's nailing it. I'm hoping that we get a climactic end of the race. We've got to put all our eggs in that basket, eh? Tyre offset around lap 56 to 66 maybe after the last round of pit stops. Going to get techie. Lando Norris will come into play. 9 seconds is the difference. I think he's giving himself too much of a gap, and he's losing time all the while by having to overtake Lewis and Lando and George. Even George is going to be a more difficult overtake than was Lewis because he's George Russell and he likes to fight. Like he's techie. This very, very techie. Northbound, if he's the GOAT, he'll take that position, not inherited. Let's go. I love that fighting talk, Northbound. I love it. And I agree with you to a certain extent, but no, Jomo, you're going to let him through. You, Jomo, if you were an F1 driver and you were the chap staying at Mercedes, Lewis is leaving, you're telling me you would let Lewis Hamilton through. The strategies aren't that different, right? Lewis is on 1 lap fresher medium compound tyres than George, and you'd let him through, Joe. I don't know, Joe. Daniel says, legend of the channel. Daniel says, George should allow Lewis to close the gap in order to get the... Oh, that's a good shout, though. In order to get DRS over Lando. It's a very good shout. I don't hate that. Operating together, collaborative effect. Now it's too late. But they can do it still, though. They can work as a team like Peloton to gather the gap, to bridge the gap even on the rest. There's Karan Chand that talks about the calm and maturity around Lando and Norris that we were talking to in the pre-race stream, right? That he's just, I don't know, something different about Lando. He could very easily have settled for second place here, but he's gone back and he's told his pit crew, no, it's Max. Let's go for Max. 25 points. My first win took so long. I'm not looking to allow my second run to take just as long again. McLaren strategy is not worth it, Mark. Well, I don't think it's who dares wins sometimes, Mark. Sometimes you gotta go for it. Our peddlers in this race, Cameron F1. Let's go. Listen. Oh, what's going on? George and Lando. Yeah, George fighting. He can't help himself. Good George. Oh my God, he's so fighty. You see this? Is this not the difference between George and Lewis? How has George done that round the outside again? Oh my gosh, George is on chaos. George, don't fight it, mate. You're just losing time all the way. See, this is George. Heroics, but not smart, George. Not smart, chap. Because your race isn't Lando Norris. As much as we like to see it as F1 fans all around the world. Look now. Now Lewis has DRS on you, chap. So what's going to happen there? Again, you can't defend Lando Norris through that turn 9. Did you not watch qualifying? Did you not hear about him? Did you not hear him talk about it? Both Max and Lando were flat through turn 9. You're going to defend him there. Now, Lewis Hamilton is in full hunter mode. He has DRS, but so too does George Russell. That's the interesting portion. So for now, Lando is helping George Russell because Lewis has DRS, but so too does George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk. Daniel says George is going to lose the place for Lewis not playing the team game. He's not been very pragmatic here, has he? What he did there, as brilliant as that was from George, as sexy and entertaining and as dramatic and real racery, but ultimately though, look, what was the gap between him and Lewis? All I know is that George didn't have to defend the DRS to it. This is a classic example. You know, you hear new fans say, no, defend every position. Oh, don't let anybody come through. I'm too much of a man, a dog for this. This is the case in point as to why F1 drivers, racing drivers, need to be smart. What George Russell has just done there has played right into the hands of his teammate, Lewis Hamilton. How did you just let Lando go? Lewis Hamilton wouldn't have DRS and currently be challenging. There you go. Made it stick. Look at that. This doesn't happen. George was coming to the pits. Look at that. Bloody Nora. Doesn't do it. Although maybe you could argue that if he's going to come into the pits anyway, then he's only done how many? He's done 21 laps on those mediums. It's not even time yet. I don't understand. I think George Russell is just playing a joker, isn't he? Because he knew Lewis was probably going to get him. So like, what? Let's play a joker. Go to a set of the hard. Set of the hards. Hey, is that even a strategy? Lap 37. That's interesting. Okay, so there's the option for that. He's just switched it around. Normally you do that sort of two-stopper and end on the mediums. Start on the softs. Go hard, second stint. All right, fair play, George. Gone a bit different. George is having his pit stop sabotage. 10 round. Max Verstappen can go red. A nice standard. Macon. George will grow up. He's a great driver, but currently he's going to lose sight of the big. That's exactly why he did Macon. He got sucked into being a machismo racing driver. Lando Norris, George Russell, was not your race. In fighting him, you lose more time than credit you gain. It's a brilliant example that I've heard far too many younger F1 fans say, no, you got to fight each and every single time. There's no way that he'd come past me. Machismo, fight, defend. No, not every single time. That's not the way to do it, you know. Yeah, smash out the screen. Bruce Dogg's right. Do me a favour and like the screen. Does Lewis have another medium set? Does Lewis have another medium set? I can tell the answer to that, sir, in short order. Lewis has... No. Going into the race, Lewis had one set of hards, one set of brand new mediums, and 4 used scrub tyres. 4 sets of scrubbed soft compound tyres, sorry. And that was pretty much the same for all of them. The only ones who had different... Max Verstappen had a new set of soft compound tyres, but he used that at the outset, right? Max had a new set of mediums, and the only new set that Max has now is a set of hards and 3 sets of used scrubbed soft compound tyres. That's what he has. I should get that up on screen, shouldn't I? So that you guys can see. Let me see. I don't have the tweet, whatever. Did it for next week. 307 you watching concurrently. Do me a favour, smash the like board, favor. Every little bit helps. It's techie out here in these YouTube streets. Lando is pushing. Let's go. He's indeed pushing the gap between Lando and Norris in anticipation of that tyre offset that he's wrangled for, that he's strategized for, that he's worked and driven for. 7.4 seconds is the delta with 28 laps left. Expect that to close down. But Max Verstappen is not new to this. He did this in 2021 with Hamilton closing down upon him, didn't he? George Russell has put all his eggs in the tyre offset basket. Going to be interesting that though. So go on, what does Lewis go on to next? This is the play. Go on, what does Lewis go on to next? Since he hasn't used hards, 28 laps left. Did they go on to hards? And what does Max do? I think they're going to go long and then put on a set of used softs, aren't they? Huh. Interesting. Let me try and suss this out, because this is curious now. Look, so they all started on softs. They've gone on to so they're going to do another set of softs most likely. That's the quickest way to go. Softs, mediums, softs. So expect these lot to come in. So it's currently lap 40, anywhere between lap 41 and 47 for soft, medium, softs. Again, that's the established wisdom as far as what are you doing, Cameron? The apex predator strategy. Oh, Cam, would you let Lewis by? I'm not letting Lewis by, Hassan. I'm not letting him by. If I'm George Russell here, no way I'm going to let him. And George didn't either, right? Choosing to pit instead. But I think Mercedes have managed that quite nicely, because you don't want George and Lewis on the same piece of track. Not now. Not with all the acrimony and George having barked out the orders in quali even. What was that all about? You're a legend, northbound. If I'm George Russell, I'm not letting Lewis Hamilton by. You mad? You're a legend. $1 for the back of every car that Sargent has to look at. Oh my gosh. Northbound, you're far too kind, sir. Thank you so much. That's bonkers. I love what you've done there, Northbound. But again, Logan Sargent's time in F1 is... How far behind is 18 seconds adrift of K-Mag. Not good. Have you guys seen this beef between Zhou Guanyu and Yuki Tsunoda? I mean, what are we doing it? I will talk about it. Lewis. Okay, so Lewis talking about right. So Lewis now trying to defend a message over the pit radio. So George, priority will be having rubber remaining at the end of the race. I can't hear you. Go again. Priority is having rubber remaining towards the end of the race. So George is being told that the tyre offset is his best chance. What is the length of this tyre in front of me? Says Lars. Oh, it's getting chaotic. People want to know information, right? George, we are happy to reduce the level of management of tyre that you instituted for this last lap. Go quicker, George. Go quicker, mate. Do you know what I mean? That was 20.7. Lewis told his last time round 120. Okay, let's have a look. This is getting a bit chaotic, Kaori. Like 26 laps left. There are plot lines, and I am intrigued. Stop Asian hate. Exactly this, lazy. But they are beefing though. Apparently they are beefing. Zhou Guanyu said that we'll talk about it after because it's chaotic at the moment. Zhou and Tsunoda's beef. Oh my gosh, visual chaos. Jomo, sign up, Northbound Nova. You guys are legends. Moderator extraordinaires. French Bonapartes. I think Norris can target Max in the last 10 laps. Well, that would be the plan, sir. That would be the plan. Lazy. If I were George, I would let Lewis through. Says Lazy, but I personally wouldn't let Lewis. I'm not letting Lewis Hamilton through for nothing. No chance over my dead body. In F1, no chance. You can go and kick rocks, mate. Let who pass? Unless it's to my benefit. Unless, like Lewis did Lando, it's in my own best interest to let him by. I'm not letting you by just because your strategy dictates that you need some clean air. What, for the team? I don't care. And you're leaving? No. This is the house that I built. That's what I'd be saying if I was George Russell. You runners and riders, Max Verstappen. So all eyes on the gap. Lando is encroaching, isn't he? Oh, the humanity. Currently, oof. Lando saying this tyre does not feel good. Sliding already. Sorry, not Lando, George. George saying with 5 laps remaining, as we get a cheeky shot of Bianca Bustamante. The FIA F1 Academy driver, McLaren settings. They always put her front and centre, don't they? Keen to put her out there. I'm taking that chance to try my hero 100%. Hassan, I'm not letting go. Enter the dragon. My money's on Yuki Tsunoda. A death match. Yeah, I'd probably be on Yuki. Although Zhou Guanyu's taller man, isn't it? Russell Trouble's on hards. Yeah, he's not loving him, is he? Kobe beef. You guys are killing me. 300 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like, please. What's Curran talking about? Track temps dropping. Tired egg then. That doesn't benefit. That doesn't help Lando. Lando will be praying, if not crossing his fingers, for tyre temps to just go through the roof, right? He needs that for this tyre offset to work. They're assessing this tyre situation that George Russell is having to fight for, saying it's bad luck. Is it bad luck? Is it really bad luck? Is it not bad luck? Like, what's going on? Do me a favour and smash the like, guys, if you can. Daniel Lewis on softs. I know that could be. He has just come in. I'm not looking. I'm trying to get you guys information here. Lewis will be on softs. I'm waiting for my multi-viewer stream to update. Yeah, softs. Red labelled soft compound tyres for Lewis. I'm just seeing it delayed. 3-lap old scrubs. Onward march, Sir Lewis. Let's go. Interesting that he's gone early though, although it was around now as the allocated time for the pit stop. Bishop says they gave him the softs that he wanted last race. Well, let's see how 23 laps, Let's see if they last. Can you imagine if they don't last? That would be the sabotage as well, right? Sabotage brigade. Are they 23 laps? But soft compound in dry conditions, 23 laps is very different from changeable, kind of like medium. Oh, what's gone on here? Max has come in. Oh, wow. Max has come in. Go on then, Lando. As you were, mate. Hammer time. Best lap, 119.4 or 118.5. Last lap, 119. Let's go. Let's have a look. It'll be hammer time in it now. All of those guys will be on to it. Wow. Go on then, Lando. Let's be having your chap. Purple sector. Let's go. 22.9. Let's go. This is the winning and the losing of the Grand Prix now. It is hammer time. Theodore. Absolutely. Max on new softs. No. Yeah, they are brand new softs. Shoot, he had one spare, didn't he? Critical. This is why you don't go away and do sim races. Be prepared. Oh my God, Norris. Norris told this is our chance now. 22.9. Lando Norris's last lap, 119.457. Sector 1 is green. Sector 2 this lap, though, is yellow. Oh, the humanity. Hassan says, I'm getting into an F3 car in September. Oh my gosh, Hassan, track event thing. I genuinely believe I'd be competitive on the back. Hassan, you might be. Everybody thinks they'd be competitive, right? This is 118.7 from Lando last lap. Let's go. Right. All eyes on the Delta. He hasn't got enough, has he? All right, we're looking at Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton on Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz Jr. Let's go, Lewis. Come on, mate. Yeah, Norris did do it 118.7. He's gone in. Yellow sets a 1 though this lap round. What's the delta between 17.3 seconds is the delta between Max and Norris. Norris needs to properly go hammer time, although Max Verstappen's come out and just done a purple lap. Again, this is why Maximilian Verstappen wasn't doing any sim racing overnight, wasn't it? Because he knew that the margins were going to be fine. I do not hate that from Max, I would be honest, as Lewis has just nailed Sainz, but I haven't been watching because I'm too busy looking at the numbers and the data. Let's go, Lando. Come on then. 118.5. Wow. If we wanted to pit and cover off Lewis, we'll have to do it now, says Lando's race engineer. Would you be confident in overtaking Lewis again? Yeah, I'll pass him. Who's this chap? Where have we gotten him from? The cut of his jib is different now, isn't it? Talking about Lando Norris. Just a bit different. Like he's more. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity indeed. Some pause. Fire, says Hassan. I'm unsure. It depends if we're going to finish third. Let's go, Lando. Go for it, man. You want 25 points. This is the time to be brave and bold. Not the time, not like George Russell at the wrong time. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't do that, Madeline. Damn, what a sabotage for Russell by Mercedes this race. Behave yourself, Madeline. Behave. I think they did the right thing. You don't want the two of them on the same part of the track competing. Not now. Not now, or not ever between now and season end. I think they did the right thing. If they're looking to maximise for their total points, or if the constructors is indeed a thing, the gap between Max Verstappen is closing. Lewis is on it. Purple sectors. Look at that last lap from Lewis Hamilton, 1:17.8. Scrubbed soft tyres. But Lando's coming in. What? Oh, what? What, like defending on? To be fair, he had been 24 laps on those tyres. I'm misreading on 328. If you're watching currently, do me a favour and smash the like members, elite peddlers. You guys are legends. Kayori, what are you saying? I know it's going to get chaotic. Tyre offsets all over the shop here. So Lando's going to be on soft tyres. Lando puts soft tyres on. Are those brand new? Let's have a gander. I'm keen to see whether those are brand new or not. Oh, the humanity. What is going on? Lando and George. Holy shit. That's right, George. Chill out, George. That could be very key, says Crofty, for the end of the race. 8.0 seconds. That's very bad for Maximilian Verstappen. Very good for Lando and Norris. However, look at that. Where's the tyre offset gone? Everybody's got the same amount of laps left to do. Nobody's been lapped among the top five. What's gone on now is we just have the levelling of the playing field. The tyre offset has vanished for Lando and Norris. Oh no, slow pit stop. Right, rear. Right, left, rear left, sorry. Flopped it. 7.8 seconds is the difference. I think Max Verstappen holds the whip hand on this. 7.7 seconds. However, they're both on equal tyres, aren't they? They had to call time on this. The race for P1, that was no longer McLaren's. What they needed to do was defend to George Russell is what they needed to do. However, there is a chap called Lewis Hamilton, but he's on soft compound tyres too, but older ones. So Lewis is going to be faster than George Russell in the immediate term, but he's got 18 laps left to do on those soft compound tyres, so he's got to be careful. Oh. I feel a Lewis Nico moment coming. Macon, don't jinx it, chap. Oh, the humanity. No. No crashing, Mercedes Blues. No. Come on. 6.9. Lando's still going for it, isn't he? Not taking no for an answer. Still going for it. Looks like Peter Bonington versus Toto Wolff. Oh my gosh. Sabotage. Lewis goes purple again. Best lap. What is going on? Charles Leclerc's on one as well. Charles Leclerc will not love as Lando. Fastest lap, 6.7 seconds. Oof. Is it still on, chat? Is Lando still on around here? Is this a thing? That Lando can bridge the gap to one Maximilian Verstappen? Because it looks like from that last time round that he still believes. Last time round, Lando Norris was half a second quicker on the lap than was Max Verstappen. This is chaos. Oh, the humanity. Your runners and riders for the Spanish Grand Prix with 17 laps remaining. Maximilian Verstappen is leading Lando Norris to the tune of 6.9 seconds. 7 seconds as near as makes no difference. Then George Russell 3 seconds further adrift. Lewis Hamilton behind him. He's Mercedes-Benz teammate, Mercedes Petronas AMG teammate. 1 second adrift, no longer in DRS. Sainz, Leclerc, Piastri, Gasly, Ocon, Perez round out your point scoring positions. What is Checo Perez doing? Pimp card revoked. Chat. Mexican Minister of Defence. What are we doing here? Again, purple again from, oh my gosh, Lando Norris. Lando Norris. Come on, Lando. What's Lando saying on the radio? Lando's pushing hard and not saving tyres is the message to Maximilian Verstappen. Let's go then. Well, let's go. Let's do it then. Come on, Lando. This is your time to shine, chap. And maybe I'm being a bit ambitious, and you know what I mean. Already, I can feel you got a time penalty. Let's have a go. Let's have a gander. FI stewards have absolutely given a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. They're also, well, they're investigating it hitherto. Carlos Sainz or Logan Sargent has had a time deleted also. Oh, the humanity. This is chaos, chat. My back hurts. I am squeaky bum time, sweaty palms. A bit techie, this. We are 15 laps remaining. This has been a decent, honestly, chat, be honest. This race has been half decent. You're lying. Why on here with up? Talking about catching up versus passing Lewis and George. It's very true. Catching is one thing. Passing is something altogether different. Said one Murray Walker, Kyrie. I was just being cheeky about Checo. He's nonsense, isn't he? That's not at all. Kyrie, all right. Kyrie, are you at the GP? Lazy. Checo is still in the race. Who knew? Lazy. This is the problem, mate. You can't be in that car. You cannot possibly be in that car, as dominant it is, as dominant as that team is, and claim that you're an F1 driver still. Not with the likes of Teo Porsche, Drogovic, et al., Duhan, Lawson, etc. There we go. There we go. Nice and orderly. Never in doubt. Lewis overtakes George Russell. Let's go. Go on then. We've got 15 laps to go. Lewis on body that ninja, Lewis. Let's go. On for a podium. 12 races since his last one. Lewis, there's a stat that I did see about. Go on, let's have a gander at this. Did George even resist? Let's have a gander. Slipstream. George defended. Round the outside, round the outside. I'll have some of that. Get out the way, George. Move. Get out the way. Defended it though, didn't he? George can't help himself. He's always going to defend. Moth to a flame, but Lewis, nice. 2007 Lewis Hamilton, how do you mean? Get on the podium. This is my podium step. Move. Come on. Carlos Sainz on a hard tyre, going to end up dropping behind Leclerc, says Bernie. Go on then. Your runners and riders, all everybody's looking at is your top three, your podium sitters, because it's going to be important now. Push. Lando not tyre saving is the call. He's been told to push. Is Maximilian Verstappen. 5.3 seconds is the delta. They fear Lando Norris, do they not? And they should fear him because he's a man in the ascendancy. No fit, looking to take the fight to Red Bull in the hands of Maximilian Verstappen, for Pete's sake. Are you not entertained? For F1 has needed this. A driver who's going to rise from the embers and the ashes like the phoenix and take it to Maximilian Verstappen of the house of the bulls that are red. What are we doing? 5.4 seconds is the difference between Lando and Max Verstappen, who at several junctures hitherto this race was given the option of playing defensive, being sensible, defending via strategy to one Sir Lewis, Carl Davidson, Hamilton of the house that is Mercedes, the boys and girls of Brackley and Brixworth. But at each and every single juncture, Lando's turned that down. Let's get it. Let's go for 25 points, he said. And I think we got to thank him for that, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what we need from our F1 drivers at the right time, of course. I don't want him to do George Russell things and sacrifice pragmatism at the altar of masochistic racing driverdom. Strat 10, Lewis is... Oh my gosh, they're Maximilian getting a bit anxious on the radio, failing to get the message. Strat 10, Strat 1-0, says Giampiero Lambiasi. Strat 1-0. 5.3 seconds is the delta between one Maximilian Verstappen and his principal protagonist and rival in Lando Norris of the House of McLaren. Oh, the humanity. And I don't hate it. Let's go. Followed by Lewis. Jeez. Go on, let's have a look further down the grid, see what's going on. Alonso's, of course, made his way up the field. Still, though, he's been detrimented. One would suspect that he's driving a car that's been compromised. Was that Lance Stroll, though, at the start? Oh, my gosh, Charles Edward Cheese, you are an absolute legend, sir. Charles. Did I call you Charles then as well? Did you hear it? Every time I say Charles these days, it's 9 times out of 10 it's Charles Leclerc. Genuinely, Charles, you're far too kind, sir. I'm blessed and privileged, mate. The day after my birthday, you've made my day. Thank you so much. Legend is Charles. Proper legendary settings. Thank you so much, mate. Means a lot. Lazy, yeah. Let's give some more love. No, you guys are legends. Properly, I'm honestly grateful ad infinitum, especially to the likes of Charles Edward Cheese, who's just a legend and more than very, very generous. Right, we have ourselves 12 laps remaining of the Spanish Grand Prix. Your runners and riders in your point scoring positions. Maximilian Verstappen leads by 5.8 seconds to Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Russell, Leclerc, and then Sainz 1.5 seconds behind. Again, he's on old hard tyres, so he's always going to get nabbed by Charles Leclerc, although we didn't see the overtake on the production. The broadcast even, Piastri, Gasly, Perez, Ocon. Behind them in your non-point scoring positions, Hulkenberg, Alonso. How weird is that fella out of position? Zhou Guanyu, Stroll, Bottas, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Albon, Sargent and Tsunoda. No DNFs then. How weird is that? Around this track, this circuit, these temperatures, 43.6, air temp 24.5, humidity 61. This is meant to be a demanding circuit around which they needed to mine for thermal wear and degradation. No DNFs, not just yet. Although Alonso, one might argue, is would have been a prime contender. Still yet to see that incident. I want to know who tagged him. Macon says, I can't afford 500 lira. Mate, you be both. Lando lost the newness of his tyres. I love the way you termed that, Jay. 5.2 seconds is the gap, but he was going hard, wasn't he? 18.3. The delta between the top two, again, adverse as far as Lando Norris is concerned. Last lap round, 18.363 was Lando's last time. 118.021 last time round. Strapping, guys. It's going to get techie, says Breeze Doug. Indeed, it's going to get techie. Hassan says, Charles Issa, you are a legend. I couldn't underline nor reiterate that any better than you, sir. Charles is an absolute legend. Charles E, you the one from Showbiz. I think Charles E keeps a low profile, Karim. I think Charles E's a legend. Back with the half stack like I have. No, Charles, genuinely, mate. Thankful. Gratitude in perpetuity, mate. Words don't even do it. Vladius says, Russell cooked those tyres, didn't listen to Jay. He can't help himself, Vladius. You know who George Russell is already. Will you understand what George Russell, again, the best analogy that I can give you. Brilliant off the start, by the way. I've got to talk about that. That will absolutely be in the post-race review. Round the outside. Longer distance, more speed needed. And I mean, got to keep it straight still, right? You got to keep it on the straight and narrow, and I think that's worthy of mention. I enjoyed that overtake from King George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk, but yeah, and still then he goes and shows immaturity, fighting with Lando when he didn't need to. That's not his race. Leclerc told, if you can, we need for you to pick up the pace. Max Verstappen, as we're reminded by David Croft, saying that our era of dominance is over. Oh, the humanity. Is that true? He's still got time in hand here, hasn't he? 4.9. Lando going on another charge here, 4.76 seconds. I think... No, he's not going to do it. 9 laps remaining of the 66-lap race, being the Spanish Grand Prix at the circuit of Catalonia. 4.7 seconds remaining. All eyes on Lewis. Lewis will enjoy. I think Lewis will enjoy getting this podium, getting one up on George Russell. And potentially this could be is this the tipping point, chat? Is this the tipping point? You guys are saying no. Well, I can't even remember what the previous poll was. If you were George, would you let Lewis by? 68% of you say, no, I'm not letting George by. I'm not letting Lewis by even. If I'm George in that situation, no chance. Macon, it looks better. In other currencies, you're a legend. Happy birthday, belated. Macon. Honestly, mate, you're a legend. It's been a good birthday. I've been working super late, man. I don't even want to talk about accountancy. But it's been a good, with you, with the family, with the little man. It's been a fantastic birthday race weekend as well. You know what I mean? All my Christmases and birthdays come at once, talking with you guys, having you guys fact check me and support the channel. Like, what are we doing here? This is, it's a privilege, chat, genuinely, not to get rolled up. Jay says, soft tyres are now starting to struggle, as you would expect them to know. And again, go on, 4.7 seconds is the difference between your first and second drivers. Lewis Hamilton, okay, so all eyes on the delta between George and Lewis, right? Lewis is on 18 lap old soft compound tyres. He's going to test the thesis whether how long soft compound tyres can last for around a temperature where the track temps are 40.7 currently as at the time of writing. Air temps 24.3. What are we doing? 62% humidity. Potentially, Lewis is going to experience some deg, right? 8 laps remaining. Oh, the humanity. 361 of you watching can currently do me a favour and smash the like. If you could, a true philanthropist is Charles. Mate, levels. Sounds like a good time. I know. No, it's been good. Macon. I've not done. I've just been watching F1 is the joke. Just watching F1, trying to pick. I enjoyed the qualifying thing, right? Picking at these narratives. Like, got to understand it. Like, I'm watching these things so I can present it to you on the channel so that you guys don't have to, right? Oh, Hassan, you're a legend. Gifting 5 memberships to the channel. Privilege. There will be a newsletter to members at some point. A newsletter of sorts, a community post, you know. Got to talk to these things, the current state of F1, etc., etc. It's been a while. Hassan, you're a legend. Ron, Nate, Foster, Graham, Near and Six Music, welcome. Guy's a legend. Oh my God, Alex Albon, what's gone on here? Alex Albon, keep it on the black stuff, Alex. What are we doing? You can't do anything on gravel, mate. I just realised how clean this racetrack is. Yeah, mate. Macon, Sector 3. We will miss this circuit. F1 will be a poorer place in 2026 as far as F1 diehardery and old school racing tracks when we cross over to another street circuit, or at least city-based circuit in Madrid. I'll miss this particular Sector 3. Chaos, chat. Sector 3. I mean, I almost want to fire up the old Fanatec and get busy. Barcelona is nuts. It's a nuts city as well, to be fair. What the hell was that, Cesab? Oh my God. Albon pushing back. Go and check the car. That shouldn't have happened. Don't tell me that everything's okay, which is lies. Check the car, Alex Albon is saying. Your runners and riders with less than 6 laps remaining. 4.3 seconds is the gap between your protagonist, the key protagonist this race being, of course, Maximilian Verstappen in first place and Lando Norris. Hamilton in third, another 11 seconds adrift. Russell will be doing his best on 24-lap old hard tyres to bridge the gap even to his teammate. 3.1 seconds adrift. Then you've got Noah Zark as far as Scuderia Ferrari. 3.3 seconds adrift of George Russell is Charles Leclerc. Then you go to Carlos Sainz Jr., Piastri, Gasly, Perez, Ocon. Complete your point scoring positions. This hasn't been a bad race, you know. I've enjoyed this. It's been intriguing. Every time you get a race where the ultimate outcome as far as the point scoring positions being first, second and third, anytime that's up for debate, that's reason why to watch, right? Keeps you dialed in. That's all that we ask from our sports, and F1 in particular. Keep me in. Have me dialed in. Give me a why to watch. This is why everybody tuned out between 2000 and 2004. Peak oil Michael Schumacher Red Baron settings. People just dialed out, right? sacked it off. You'd watch the first 5 minutes and come back and watch the last 5 because you knew 95% of the time that was your expected value, right? Michael Schumacher was going to take all the points because that was the trend. Trend is your friend, they say, until there's a bend. And apparently, as at 2024, we have convergence of sorts, but not enough just yet. Red Bull, in the hands of Maximilian Verstappen, still have the whip hand. They are still the dominant force in Formula One as at the 23rd of June 2024. But the gap has done one of these, chat. You know what I mean? It's minimised. There is convergence of sorts, but not as much. Not as much as we need if we're going to have a consistently different winner. But I digress. We're making progress though. The landscape is competitive. I do not hate this Grand Prix. Not even a hot take, says Hassan. Nah, man, Lando should have won this. I'm gonna have a word with Zach Brown. I'm not happy. Really, Foster? Do you think he could have? How? Do you think they dropped the ball on strategy? I don't know. I think the only time they dropped the ball on strategy is extending his stint to where he needed to overtake both Mercedes. I think they didn't need. I think somewhere, but look at ultimately, had they not done that, Max would have had the tyre offset. He would have had the upper hand, right? The advantage even. So I don't know. We're going to need to go back and diatribe for this strategy because it's techie. Very, very techie. Chatty's there. 9 heroes. Honestly, you guys are legends, man. They need to cancel Monaco. Oh, the humanity house. And we're going to get that techie. I can hear that blasphemy door opening when we're talking about cancelling Monaco. I get your point. From a substantive, rational-minded standpoint, it doesn't make for good racing, does it? But it's the jewel in the F1 crown, and they pay a lot of money to host the race. It's a different track. All the drivers live there. You saw Charles Leclerc riding his push bike back to base, going home. It's you've got to have it. I mean, if there's a space on the calendar for Vegas and Miami, and do you know what I mean? If this is the direction in which we are headed, then surely you've got to. I don't know. I think it's George screwed over. Did George get screwed over? Sabotage. The pit. I think George will feel like he's been screwed over. I think that's what. I think are Mercedes scared of the online abuse that they'll come in for if they allow George Russell to beat Lewis again. Maybe if this holds up with strong Ferrari and less so for strong Mercedes even and less so for Ferrari. Macon says northbound battle for 4th place with 2-second gap. I don't know about that one. 4th. Oh yeah, 1.4 seconds with good shout. 1.4 seconds with 4 laps remaining. Let's have a look at the tyre offset. He's on softs though with Charles, 19 lap old ones. If he's kept some life in those tyres, which is debatable, then potentially we might get some automotive pugilism with 3 laps remaining at the hands of Charles Leclerc on George Russell. Ron says, I wonder what Lewis Hamilton is thinking now. 2 marks in front of, oh my gosh. Oh, the humanity, Ron. Oh, the humanity, chap. That is proper chaos. Proper chaos. And then 2026, the Mercedes engine, rumoured to be the strongest of all of them on the grid. How? Mate, sometimes you got to make... Listen, nobody bats 1,000 as far as the timing of their decision-making. And Lewis has only made one thus far in his career, right? And that was, of course, jumping ship in 2013 to come across the Mercedes from the all-conquering McLaren, Ron Dennis's. And at the time, you'll remember that all, as near as makes no difference, all F1 aficionados thought that was an absolute nonsense of it. You don't leave McLaren to go and join Mercedes, a fledgling startup of an F1 team proper. Why would you do that, Lewis? Seemed like nonsense. It's very rare that you make 2 big decisions like Lewis Hamilton has done in his F1 career, and both of them just work out perfectly as far as their timing and the fruits that they deliver ultimately. It's very, very rare. Statistically, Lewis is doing a very brave thing. But this stage in his career, sometimes, man, you just want to go and drive for Mercedes, for Ferrari even, right? Heritage, marketing, brand name, become a legend. They're going to offer you an ambassadorial deal and stuff like guaranteed stuff for your contract post-retirement. Then you can't turn down that. It's Ferrari, Scuderia, Ferrari. What are we doing? You've got to accept that. I don't hate Lewis, even if it doesn't yield the fruits as far as the record-breaking 8th, yada yada yada. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't hate it. Oh, Charles. Oh, Charles. Sexily within DRS on the final lap. Let's have a go. All on board. Oof. Mate, not glad to hear that we're on the final lap. I wouldn't mind getting another couple of laps of this. It's tragic when these guys start to race on the final lap. It's like, why couldn't this happened a few laps earlier? David Croft doing the propaganda thing, saying, of course, that we're going to get a great season between now and the end. I think this has been a decent race. Let's get the final one. 65% of you say that you would not. If you were George Russell, you would not yield to one Sir Lewis Hamilton. I wouldn't. Why am I leading? Nah. In F1, you're having a laugh. Go on then, let's rate this Grand Prix. How are you ranking this Grand Prix out of 10? In fact, rank Grand Prix. Oh no, actually we don't need to rank the Grand Prix. Driver of the day is what needs to happen. This is the key one. Oh my God. See, the problem for me in this EA game, as Max Verstappen crosses the road, mate, 3rd year running. He's not bad, is he, this Max fella? Are we going to be honest? He's not bad at all, is this Max fella? Ominous indeed in the nature and the frequency with which he executes. Lando Norris said it best at the post-qualifying press conference. This race was going to be run by the chap and the team who the symbiosis of which made the least mistakes. Who else is that if not Maximilian Verstappen this race? Of course he made the least mistakes. He's Maximilian Verstappen. He's driving a Red Bull. Like, do you know what I mean? Operational levels of infrastructure. God tier ones like flipping Nora. Go on then, you guys tell me. I think there's only 2 names in for driver. In fact, you know what? We'll add an option. We'll add an option since we never sacrifice objective truth at the altar of partisanship, of course. Of course, Cameron. We've got to add in a Lewis Hamilton. Look, if Verstappen getting the proper feedback, man. He made that race. He made that race for himself. He's just so clinical. I mean, and he knew it was going to be marginal, right? Christian Horner nails it. That was a brilliantly executed race. He just did it. The move on George was spectacular. Like, he just got it. He did what he needed to do when he needed to do it. 56% of you are saying Max is I mean, like, as much as I want to vote for Lando, I do want to get on that hype train that is Lando Norris. This race, as good as he was, gets faster slap. Every point counts and that, but oh, Lando's gutted. Oh, Lando sounds gutted over the radio. Always fun to watch this. The community Macon says, always well-mannered and knowledgeable. Thanks everyone for joining. Cameron, no, thank you, Macon, for joining the channel and listening and watching. I'll go for another 10 minutes and just diatribe, and then I'll get the cheeky review out. You voted Lewis Coyote. That's not like you. That's why I put his name in there, because I know that some people just want to, but I want to vote Lewis as well. Contrary to what Lewis fans say about me and how they characterise me. Oh, you're not a Lewis fan, you're a Lewis hater. Like, don't, anybody that tells you who you are or what you are and tries to supersede and overtype your own characterisation of yourself, they're calling you a liar, aren't they? Why would I? Life is far too serious for me to lie about some F1 and my allegiance. I am a Lewis. Like, I would have loved for Lewis Hamilton to win this race, but ultimately, mate, like, it is what it is. Lewis gets a podium. I will take that as positivity. He's incrementing, he's iterating even for his improved performances in a car that has also improved. I've been overly disparaging about Toto Wolff, saying he's the boy who cried, but listen, they're doing bits at the moment, right? Compare and contrast. Who's improved more than them between now and the start of the season? No one. Props to Mercedes, man. I want to see Lewis. I'm going to tune in. I'll watch Lewis on the podium and then I'll run away. Charles is faster than George. Of course he is. Of course he is. I mean, and how does that, oh, That's a strong celebration. Max Verstappen does one of these. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity. Let's go. I don't hate it. Can't watch F1 without you, lot and cat. Journo, I can't watch F1 without. It's true. This is a pattern of behaviour now. You guys are my comfort blanket. Like, I can't. Big hug for Helmut Marko. Bless him. Big hug for Helmut Marko from Maximilian Verstappen. And it does mean more, doesn't it? Kuran Chan that makes the salient points. Big hug for, what's that chap's name? And it's not Pierre. It looks a lot like Pierre Vacher, but it's not. Taiko can kick rocks still, though. Says Hassan, I've never known you from the UK. Taito can kick rocks still. Kick rocks. Am I... Big handshake for Lando. It's respect, though. Lando's fuming. Big handshake for Lando. Let's get in the cool-down room. I want to hear some cool-down. Norris bottles another one. Behave yourself, see. He didn't bottle that one. Listen, you can't win every race. Did he bottle that one? 54% of you saying Max. That's closer than I anticipated, though. 373 of you in the chat. Do me a favour and smash the like. Unless you want YouTube to think that we are a noddy F1 channel out here, which we're trying not to be. Sometimes I am. Sometimes. And it says, Max, give you a birthday present card. Oh, God, Ali. You know what? I'll take this from Lewis. The podium, you know what I mean? And it was a good drive, a good weekend. I feel like Lewis fans around the world needed this. Just something, some cessation, something to appease the fan base, something to let us know that Lewis is still Lewis. That, yeah, I mean, you can argue back and forth whether he's lost a step, right? But today's not that day. He was brilliant in qualifying, nailed his teammate marginal, couple thousandth in it, but got it done irrespective. And then, even if, yeah, Crofty makes the point that Lando's feeling disappointed. It was the start, wasn't it? It was the start for Lando. Man, had he launched, it would have been different. JK, good sportsmanship. I don't hate it. Listen, Eddie says Max was good today. He wasn't, but he did what he had to do, Eddie. Every time. When has he not? In recent memory, okay, so a couple of mistakes in Miami, one in Imola maybe, Monaco qualified, but he doesn't miss very often. EC, listen to the tone. EC, drop that up there again and I'll read it, mate. May more tickets sold and Silverstone, no dominance. Maybe, Ron. I don't think it's about the dominance then necessarily. I think it's more about the price of them. I think today was a bitter day for George because his teammate overtook him and was eager for the win. Yeah, he wanted that win, didn't he? And around the outside, it would have been like his eyes in that helmet would have been super wide, right? It'd been like, phew. Bet me that Lewis doesn't say something about George in the cool down room alongside Lando and Max. Maybe not. Kill, good evening, everyone. Behave yourself. Kyrie, correct. Wasn't special, but better than the subpar races he's endured previously. Northbound says, does Lewis remember where the cool... Oh my gosh, Northbound, behave yourself. Oh, the humanity. What do we say? No, please, no. Zach Brown's not happy either, is he? McLaren boys, they thought this was the victory. They're not happy at all. Max deserves a few more drivers a day, especially when you consider where Perez is. Lando and Lewis having a cheeky chat. I want them to just send them. What they need to do, as I trip over my words, is send them as soon as they get out the cart and weigh. They need to send them straight to the cool down room. There is something when you're racing and you've got the helmet on and you can't talk to any of your drivers or any of the other participants. As soon as you take your helmet off, for any of you that have raced or gone go-karting or whatever, oh my gosh, look at the tyres finished on those softs. As soon as you take off the helmet, there is an urge as a racer that you just want to share. You want to share your experience because you only get so much, right? You are blinkered. So you just want to, where were you? What happened to you? Where did you fit? What tyre strap? Like you just got to get them in the cool down room. Oh no, Lando saying that he got a bad start. That was the story of his race. Oh my gosh, Lando says he was for sure the quickest. Driver of the day, Charles E. Look at me saying Charles as well. Charles E is absolutely Charles Edward Cheese, even absolute legend of the channel. Oh, and brief. What would be hugely disappointing for McLaren is that Piastri was nowhere today. But he looked dangerous at some points. Seventh he ended up. He's improved 2 places. He wasn't very quick though, was he? Best lap. Oh, he was very quick. Look at that. Lando had the fastest lap. I know he wasn't as quick as Norris. 170. But he was as quick as Verstappen. Look at that. 117.874 as plays 117.7 for Max. He was quick, just not consistently so. Kenny says Max deserves a few more drivers today, especially when you see where Perez. I don't hate it. Perez is the true. Somebody said this recently, that Perez is the true barometer of that RB20's performance, and I think they're onto something there. I do think they're onto something there with that. McLaren already repping P2 like on LinkedIn. Oh no, northbound. When I raced, I literally couldn't speak for 3 to 4 minutes after a run. I got that amped. I know what you mean, Macon. I just wanted to crave that information, right? I wanted to hear other people's perspectives. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podium, Sir Lewis Hamilton. I'll take it. It's not the step of the podium that I want to see my driver, Lewis Hamilton, on, but I will take it. I will take it for now. I will take it for now. Got a spectacular record around this track as Lewis. It's been a good day, a good weekend. Get the mic in front of George Russell's face and let me see it, because he will be upset, to say the least. Strategy. Oh, that's a lovely picture, that is. Love that. Thanks for keeping it up. Super respectful, entertaining in the chat. Steve A, you're a legend, mate. Moderator extraordinaire. So too, Jeremy. Big shout out to Charles Edward Cheese, the legend of the channel, man. Proper. And everyone who liked, commented and supported the stream, you all are legends for being here. Let's go, Jomo. Let's go, Jomo. Let's go, Lazy. Oh, did Lewis claim Lando get a better start than him? I didn't hear him say it. He was saying that was never an option to run the hard tyre. After the last argument, yeah, he wasn't putting on the hard tyre, was he? Don't put no hard tyres on my car, said Lewis. Don't put no hard tyres. Matty B, legend. Matty B F1, go and check out that YouTube channel. Didn't just blow the start. You put Max in the grass and he still passed you. I think Max played a bit of mind games on the formation with the launch. I wish that Lando had got a better launch. I don't hate Matty B. I take your point. You're far too kind, by the way. But I don't hate that Lando defended Max as hard as he did. I'd argue that what he wanted to do is get over to the inside quicker than he did, right? He almost defended, not more aggressively in far as pushing Max out onto the grass, but just defend it like... Here we go, cool down. Lando gutted. Lando doesn't even want to talk to anyone. And then Max talks and he puts on a brave face. Bless him, he doesn't want to talk. What's she saying about George? Lewis comes in there. They're just watching in the cool down room. This is fascinating when the drivers are just watching the most pertinent incidents of the race. That was ridiculous from George. Oh my God, did you hear Lewis? Lewis is like, that's where I should have been, talking about the George overtake. I love this. Honestly, I love this. Lady says they have respect for George, for Lewis even. Lewis, dictate your tyres. No, smart. After last race. Like and subscribe. Do me a favour, smash a like. Lewis, then George overtook. That's where I should have been. I know, Kenny. No, do not cut away from the cool down room. They're talking about pizza strategy. What are you doing? Don't want to hear David Croft right now. I want to hear what Max and Lewis were talking about with the strategy. Max just said, when did you pit? Lewis was about to get into it, and then you cut away to David Croft. For Pete's sake, man. The production has been rubbish all day. It's been a brilliant Grand Prix. Half of the things we didn't get to see. Didn't get to see Alonso get tagged. I still don't know who crashed him. And you're going to cut away again. What are we doing for Verstappen? He's fanas. Lazy push Cam to the meet. Let's go. We're going through it, chat. We're going for it. If this fails, it won't be for lack of industry, nor will it be for lack of support, because you guys are DRSing me. Hassan's saying that I'm not on any social. I don't hate it, but for this channel, I wouldn't be on any social media either. Ian says Mercedes definitely shafted George, putting him on hard tyres. Either you, but they're splitting the strategies, Ian. Splitting the strategies, eh? Oh, the humanity. Let's go for 200 likes. Yeah, if we could get it to 200 before I log off in a sec, that would be very, very, very pleasant. A belated birthday present. You guys are legends. Right, I think I'm going to run. I'm going to try and beat Killman. Says thumbs up. You guys are legends. TV director, simply stupid as DTS fans voting Lando. Oh, the humanity. But people do like to not vote for Max Verstappen, isn't it? Almost as a rule. I cannot believe they cut away from the cool down room. Sky's getting worse every brought. I bet on F1 TV Pro they left it. I bet they held it up there. Mate. 1 and 8 podiums for Lewis and counting. Take it. Mate, his record isn't bad, is it? When you look at Lewis at the totality of his career, I mean, come on. Like, put some respect on that champ's name. Damn, I can't believe this is BS. This BS comes the normal. Me worrying about Lewis. Lives his life, goddamn daredevil. I know, mate. Might say complaining about hearing the national anthem. I know. I should have talked over the national anthem, to be fair. Guys, girls, you guys have been legends. I'm going to run. I'm going to go away and be a part-time dad, part-time husband, as per usual. Oh, the humanity. It gets chaos. Go, bro. I know, Issa, you're a legend. You understand the assignment. You guys have been legends. Thank you so much for joining me. Special shout out to Charles Edward Cheese. As per usual, no longer can I say Charles anymore, apparently. It just converts into Charles. What an absolute numpty. No, Charles Edward Cheese, you're an absolute legend. Moderators extraordinaire, Lazy, Steve, Jomo. I'm missing somebody. I'm missing people, but I'm trying to run away and not get divorced. All my members, absolute legends. EC, Kayori, Northbound, Hassan, Life on the Edge, Matty B, Foster, everyone, Steve A, legends, One Real. I'm missing people. Nawal, who's not even here. God tier, each and every single one of you. I apologise if I've missed out some names. I'm going to run. There will be a review, a cheeky 8-minute view where I talk about all things that happened in the race, or try and summarise, because we haven't seen a lot of them, because the producers have been so PISS poor. Congrats to Maximilian Verstappen. Congrats to Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. Put some respect on his name. Need to walk back some other things. Congrats to Lando Norris. Pick your head up, mate. Stop double talking yourself and being so negative. Do not be a Debbie Downer. That's a fantastic performance. If you just got a launch, then it could have been different. 25 points. You guys have been legends. I will see you for sure at 10 a.m. tomorrow, British Standard Time, where we'll be talking news and all things Canadian Grand Prix. Thank you so much for watching, but I digress. The prosecution rests. No further questions, Your Honour.